UAE and Oman Cultural Tour by Alice Phillips, a first-person travel journal. Day 1, arrival in Dubai. I landed in Dubai late in the evening, with that delicious sense of anticipation humming beneath my jet lag. The airport was abuzz with light and movement, everything gleaming, efficient, and polished. A representative met me with a warm smile and a small welcome sign. As we drove through the illuminated city toward my hotel, I watched the futuristic skyline blur past my window. The air felt warm and dry, the scent of something sweet, maybe oud or cardamom, drifting faintly in from the car vents. Summary of the day. First glimpse of Dubai's neon-lit skyline left me wide-eyed and ready for what's ahead. Day 2. Old Dubai. Culture, souks, and heritage. Today was all about the heart of Dubai. We started in Al Seef, where old meets new. I wandered through charming alleyways with wind towers and traditional architecture, the golden sunlight warming everything to a soft glow. At the Coffee Museum, I sipped Arabic coffee with cardamom and learned how deeply it's woven into local hospitality. Then we dove into the past at Al Fahidi Historical Neighborhood, where coral block houses whispered stories of pearl divers and spice traders. The Dubai Museum was a sensory treat. Cool underground galleries full of dioramas and historical displays. Crossing Dubai Creek by Abra boat was like slipping through time, especially as we arrived at the spice souk and gold souk. The smells were dizzying: saffron, cinnamon, frankincense. In the evening, a traditional Emirati dinner at Sheikh Mohammed Center for Cultural Understanding brought conversation, delicious makbous, and a renewed appreciation for local customs. Summary of the day. Floating across the creek on an abra felt like entering a living postcard. Day 3, the dazzling modern Dubai. A day of contrasts. We began at Dubai Marina, sleek and glossy, with yachts bobbing beside futuristic towers. Then onto Palm Jumeirah, a marvel of engineering. Standing in front of Atlantis the Palm, I actually said, "Wow!" out loud. Souk Medinat Jumeirah surprised me, modern but charming with its wooden ceilings and water canals. I wandered into a spice shop and left with a handful of dried rosebuds and mint. Later at Dubai Mall, I stared in awe at the aquarium, yes, inside a mall, then braced for heights atop Burj Khalifa. From the observation deck, the city looked like a glittering mosaic laid out in the desert. We capped the evening at Dubai Fountain. The water danced to music in perfect synchronicity. It was hypnotic. Summary of the day. Looking down from the Burj Khalifa made me feel both tiny and infinite at once. Day 4. Abu Dhabi's grandeur. We set off for Abu Dhabi, where the Sheikh Zayed Grand Mosque simply took my breath away. Its white domes glistened under the sun, and inside the vast prayer hall was a sea of marble and chandeliers. I walked barefoot on the world's largest hand-knotted carpet. It was surreal. Driving down the Corniche, the turquoise Gulf sparkled to our right. At Qasr Al Watan, the presidential palace, I was stunned by the opulence in design. It wasn't just architecture, it was art. Louvre Abu Dhabi offered a more reflective pace, especially under its incredible floating dome. Seeing works by Da Vinci and Van Gogh alongside Islamic calligraphy was moving. Summary of the day: standing beneath the dome of Sheikh Zayed Grand Mosque felt like standing in light itself. Day 5. From Dubai to Oman, Hatta, Al Ain, Sohar. A road trip day, always a favorite of mine. The Hajar Mountains rose around us like storybook peaks as we crossed into Oman. In Al Ain, the Beit Al Zubair Museum was filled with cultural treasures, traditional daggers, jewelry, and Omani attire. I paused longest at an exhibit on Bedouin life. It felt deeply grounded and poetic. Crossing the border, I felt a shift. Oman's rhythm is calmer, more introspective. In Sohar, a coastal town with gentle sea breezes, we checked in for a quiet evening. Summary of the day: the mountains whispered ancient stories as we journeyed into Oman. Day 6. Sohar, Al-Haz, Nakal, Muscat. Driving from Sohar, we stopped at Al-Haz Castle, a fortress of thick walls and secret chambers. The view from its towers opened up to endless date palms. Later, at Nakal Fort, I climbed stone steps under a sun that painted everything gold. The fort stood like a guardian over the oasis below. Arriving in Muscat, I already felt the capital's calm dignity. Summary of the day: the raw silence from Al-Haz battlements made me feel like time stood still. Day 7. Elegant Muscat. What a rich day. First, the Sultan Qaboos Grand Mosque, where tranquility reigned. Its Persian carpet, the chandeliers, breathtaking. The mosque had this purity of light and space that hushed everyone into reverence. The Royal Opera House came next, a masterpiece of marble and wood. Even empty, it sang elegance. Then the National Museum, where artifacts told Oman's story with quiet pride. Walking along Matra Corniche, I tasted sea salt on the breeze. The Matra Souk was pure magic. Labyrinthine lanes of incense, lanterns, and silks. I bought a small silver pendant shaped like a khanjar. Oh, we paused at Al Alam Palace, its blue and gold columns radiant in the sun, and admired the flanking Portuguese forts. Summary of the day: Muscat wraps its beauty in silence. Every corner feels sacred. Day 8, free day in Muscat. I wandered slowly today. A quiet morning coffee at a seaside cafe. I watched the fishing boats sway gently, eavesdropped on conversations I couldn't understand but somehow still felt. In the afternoon, I took a stroll through Riem Park and watched kids fly kites. Sunset painted the corniche in honeyed hues. Summary of the day: a soft, salt-kissed day that let my memories settle. Day 9, departure. I said my goodbyes with a heavy but grateful heart. Oman had unfolded gently. Dubai had dazzled. At the airport, I scrolled through my photos. Forts, souks, skyscrapers, and knew I'd return someday. Summary of the day: I arrived curious. I'm leaving transformed.